Shout out to everybody here on the Lob. My name is Samuel James Price, and I go over crypto every single day with my show, The Crypto Lifer Show. And I'm the Crypto Lifer. What do you think? People call me the Lifer. You can find me on all different channels, getting interviewed, talked with all different people, going back and forth. I bring you interviews. People interview me. We have a blast. I was just on Around the Blockchain yesterday, and I'm all around the blockchain. You know, I'm everywhere. So let's take a look at the news today and bring you what's going on. Now, I don't trade on news. Show me the charts and I'll show you the news, but there's also deals happening. There's things going on. And so there's things that we want to discuss and break down for you. We want to see what's happening with the debt ceiling, how it's affecting markets. So our first topic is futures jump after Senate passes debt deal. China plans new stimulus package. U.S. futures extended yesterday rally after the Senate passed a bill late on Thursday to raise the debt ceiling and prevent a U.S. default. With risk-on sentiment getting a boost following the sharpest rally in the Chinese stocks for 3 months, and Bloomberg reports that China is muling a new stimulus package to support the property market after existing policies failed to sustain a rebound in the ailing sector. So they're going to print money into, and they're also going to give real estate companies probably some tax incentives to buy up real estate. It's going to be inflated for a while. Most economies are getting improperly inflated, though. Even anything they do now to make it look better is last limit resorts that could really hold. But China's working on a new basket of measures to support the property market after existing policies failed to sustain a rebound in the ailing sector. South Korea's CPI cools down to a 9-month low, coming in at 3.3% year-on-year in May, down from up 3.7% in April and below the street's 3.4% forecast. So, you know, CPI, which is customer price index, right, coming down a little bit for South Korea. So around the world, a little bit of basically a break from the pain and rising prices. However, things are continuously going up. If you go to the store and you go to buy products, you know that inflation is still here strong. However, they kind of mimic or change it around. The idea is on June 13th coming in about 12 days, June 14th, we're going to have a Fed meeting and they're going to either raise or keep the interest rate the same. What do you believe is going to happen? It looks like they may muscle up one more half a percentage point, or maybe even a 0.25, just to kind of show face. But eventually, their time is dwindling. They can't print money, all right? They can't raise the debt ceiling. When they raise the debt ceiling, where is that money coming? They're going to have to print it. I've been saying this now for 3 months. So in my mind, I see a rally coming for Bitcoin somewhere in late June once all the numbers begin to settle. And this kind of gives us an idea, too, that there could be more of a move in risk-on assets like the Chinese stock market, Bitcoin, the S&P. So we're looking at this after they pass the Senate debt deal. Money has to be printed to fulfill that debt deal. And every time they do this, they're going to have to make another debt ceiling deal like closer. Like the last one was like 2 to 3 years ago. And it's going to be like in a year and a half. And then eventually they're going to get to the point where they're going to have to print like $10 trillion overnight just to keep the market alive. And it's going to be ugly. Things are going to happen. We want to see Bitcoin shine out of that. That's why Bitcoin was created in the first place. So Credit Suisse Deutsche Bank backed Taurus deploys on Polygon blockchain. To see Credit Suisse and Deutsche Bank and Polygon in the same sentence, that's a big deal. And I just showed you Polygon's chart. It looks pretty nice. So they don't really care about the devs leaving. Maybe they weren't the best devs. Maybe we got better devs. A lot of times that's just some FUD news. Maybe they put out that FUD news to get the prices cheaper for themselves because they were going into business a month after that. That's how this really works, right? The Swiss firm aims to allow financial institutions and corporates to issue tokenized assets on the Ethereum Layer 2 network. Oh my gosh. Taurus, which offers custody, tokenization, and trading of digital assets, has linked with the Ethereum scaling network Polygon, and the tokenization of real-world assets gained traction among financial institutions and large companies. The link up with Polygon includes support for staking and decentralized finance. The Geneva, Switzerland-based digital asset infrastructure provider, says on a Friday email. The firm raised $65 million in funding in a round led by Credit Suisse and Deutsche Bank in February. Tokenization, the representation of an asset as units that can be traded in digital format, is seen as attracting mainstream financial institution towards the blockchain industry. Tyrone Lobin, head of JP Morgan's digital asset platform, Onyx, in April referred to tokenization as the killer app for traditional finance. Last November, JP Morgan executed live trades using tokenized versions of the yen and the Singapore dollar on Polygon. And in April, Bank of America published a report saying that the tokenized gold market has surpassed $1 billion the previous month. And that's just, they used to make ETFs and they used to bundle up, funds with another fund, but it takes a bunch of bank backing, more money, a lot more paperwork. Tokenized asset is quicker, cheaper, faster, and, even quicker to develop. And they can make even more money. They can have more people doing it and collect even more fees on the back end. So why wouldn't they want to tokenize assets? Of course they're going to do it. Eventually, no one's going to trade the stock market. They're going to trade some digital form of the stock market. Stock market also is going to be 24/7 within, I'd say, by 2025. That's my prediction. You're going to see a 24/7 stock market by 2025. Look out for that. That's a prediction by the lifer. And last but not least, Justin Sun and Huobi could have Hong Kong license in 6 to 12 months. He says other exchanges, including OKX, Gate.io, Bitget, and Bybit, might also apply for the license. Crypto exchange Huobi could receive a crypto trading license in Hong Kong as soon as the end of the year. It's funny. He was just being like, remember Letitia James was going after him in New York? He's sitting there smiling like, remember, everyone always acts like that's a big deal. But whenever the AG comes after you and stuff like that in New York, usually it's just a fine. It's a quick fine. Like everyone looks like it's like criminal, but whatever. He seems to be fine. Sitting on his millions or billions of dollars. Like he doesn't seem to care. He's getting interviewed all around the world. So it's just interesting how the FUD comes out and people freak out. Next thing you know, he's like making deals with Hong Kong like it doesn't matter. So the details of the regulation will come out in the next 18 months. For example, how to comply with customer withdrawals, anti-money laundering requirements, Sun said. In the next 18 months, we have a grace period so Huobi Hong Kong can operate in Hong Kong, take customers, and get our banking and serve our customers. The exchange recently moved to its headquarters from Singapore to Hong Kong in hopes of launching Huobi Hong Kong after the city said it's looking to become a virtual asset hub as soon as this summer. So this is going to take some time. But I believe in the next 6 to 7 months, we'll really start to kind of change the game, right? Musk's Milady meme opening up ordinals. Milady's NFT saw a brief pump after Elon Musk tweeted about them, and Binance is making it easier for people to buy Bitcoin NFTs. This week, ordinals moved further in the mainstream after leading cryptocurrencies exchange Binance announced it would soon add support to the Bitcoin-based non-fungible tokens in its marketplace. Meanwhile, Milady's, an eerily wide NFT project that has spawned a cult following, saw a brief spike in the floor price. So you have to remember, Milady's is also, you can trade it as a meme coin. It's actually an NFT with the big eyes. That's kind of the whole idea behind it. And everybody, that is the news.